Good morning, it's Karen from Adelaide, Vintage Style Journals or Journal Creations. So I've got this beautiful little journal I want to show you today. It's a journal that I made for my daughter, and I've used quite a few printouts from online, and I will try to remember where they came from and put the links when I post this video. So let's just start without too much chattering. I just want to show you this gorgeous cover. My daughter's not a vintage kind of girl, which I find really crazy because she's my child, so I'm not really sure why that happened, but she has a beautiful style all of her own, and she loves things generally pretty crisp and clean, and as try as I do, I cannot do that. I'm vintage through and through, so I found it a little bit tricky to get this one done without any type of vintage in it, but I just want to show you this beautiful closure here. This is a belt. I found this in a Salvo shop, and I thought, oh my goodness, who has a waist that small? Because this was the actual size of the belt, and I thought that would make a beautiful journal closure. So look at that, isn't that exquisite? That's the buckle. I'm just going to open it up for you and just show you. It just clips on and it opens up. So what I've done is I've actually glued it to the surface of the cover after I finished the cover, and it just fit perfectly. I didn't have to cut it shorter or anything, so I'm not sure what kind of waist this went around. But on the front you'll notice that there's some crack lacquer. I'm an artist, so I do try to paint a few little bits and pieces here and there in my journaling. But I just love this, and this is one of my daughter's favourite colours, this gorgeous aqua blue. So I felt that it was the most appropriate colour to put in her journal. On the spine, what I've done is I've actually put some bronze leaf on some embossed paper and stuck it around once the cover was complete, and I've put a bit of painting on it as well just to colour it up, make it a little bit more interesting and unique. And this is the back of the journal. You can see I've done quite a bit of crackling on that as well. These lovely bits of seam binding here were all dyed. I dyed them with using acrylic paint. You can get whatever colour you like really when you're using acrylic paints, so I just felt that they were a beautiful match for this particular journal, particularly this colour here, but I love this colour because it's such a good contrast to the blues, and I felt it worked really well. And again, my little angel wings that I like to put in everything that I do, every journal that I make. And so, yeah, let's have a quick look at the inside. I'm not going to make this too long, but I've put some really good pockets and bits and pieces. I've put a few little bits of vintage paper in here as well. So inside we have just a little vintage type bookmark. Well, actually it's not a bookmark, it's a journaling tag with little pockets there with my hand-painted journal tabs. I've made that a hanging one. This little clip here I made out of some vintage lace and little bits and pieces sewn on there. Just something that will add extra weight to keeping this in place. And I've put vintage paper on the top of the card and a little bit of lace at the bottom there. Now, I know you all make this type of thing, so I'm not going to prattle on too much. Many of the pages, in fact, most of the pages in here I've created myself out of bits and pieces of photographs and pictures that I have found from all kinds of interesting places, but many of them I sourced from the internet. This is one of my little mini journals. I like to put these inside my large journals, and this gorgeous paper here, I bought that from a shop in Paris, and not that I went there, I'd love to go there, but I bought it online, and she was only making a certain amount of it, but it's magnificent. Let me just pull it up a little bit and show you closely. Look at all the gorgeous lumps and bumps in that. That's just stunning. And so my little vintage journal here, I'll just quickly open it up and show you inside. Just a few little jewellery findings on the front, some pockets on the front. Made out of journal cards, put together with, this one's not washi tape, but some of them I put together with washi tape. So just a little spot for her to journal inside. Another card there. One of my gorgeous lady cards that I make, even with the bling, little diamantes on there. Other pockets under there. So yeah, just, oh, I don't know, just something a little bit different. And I put some tissue paper from patterns. I often destroy those so that I can make some beautiful things out of them when I'm not making dresses and other things. And just some journaling paper that's been coffee stained there. So I'll leave that in there. I'll close that up later. Moving on. These pages are created out of anything I could find on the internet, so I've just put them together in a program that I actually have. I like to create my own things so that I'm not copying other people's stuff. I prefer to be original where I can. I'm not always original, but where I can, I prefer to have originality about the things that I make. And this is a hymn sheet that I pulled out of one of our lovely hymn books from church. We don't tend to use them very much anymore with all the overhead stuff that we can use. And I've actually painted, the hymn sheet itself says, "Sing praise to God who reigns above." So I thought, what better than putting something like Heart Song or Sing Your Heart Out or something like that on it. And I've attached I painted the heart and the wings underneath, and I just put some, well, what are they? Angel wings, I suppose, that I've cut out using my Big Shot. And so yeah, that's that one. More coffee stain paper. It's all coffee stained throughout here. This trim I found in a beautiful bead shop, and I just couldn't resist it. It's just stunning. It's got beads and just glorious colours, and blues being my daughter's fave. I thought they would go in there. And these are just journal pockets. I usually try to do a double pocket where I can, but not always. And I've just put a couple more journal cards in there. That one's just one that I pulled off the internet. And this one here is a stamped and embossed using embossing powder. It's just a vellum on top, so just a little unique piece. I'm making a mess of this because I'm just too lazy to put them all back in. And this is a paper bag. I think I called this an envelope in the last video that I did. But it is a paper bag, and I've cut both ends and put some gorgeous washi tape that my daughter gave me on there. Put a few more journaling cards in there with my lovely journal tabs. They're hand painted, and you can see the gorgeous coffee staining on there. So just both sides, and underneath there's a little place where it's a sort of a pocket where she can put stuff if she wants to. Keep on moving. This one here, I can't remember where I got it, but this is not my original. But I just thought it just belonged in this book because of the blues and the gorgeous pinks, and again some beautiful journaling tags that came in the same set. And I'll try and remember where I got that from so I can let you know. This here, I've just put a couple of little beads on there just to make it a little bit fancy and give some interest. Again, a pocket place. Find your own voice. I did find this one on the internet, but I couldn't say who made it because there was no name on it. And just another little journal tab there. Again, this paper was just so stunning, and so I've used it in quite a few of the pages that I created. Done a little bit of stamping on the corner there. Oh, this is a whopper, this book, so it might take me a little bit longer than I expected. This is another one of my paintings, Sing Your Heart Out. Just put hearts all over a hymn page, and so I'm going to make those available on the internet on my Etsy sometime in the near future if anyone wants to download them and copy them, pay for them. Just some more little journal cards that I've made here. Imagine with some roses. Create So it's very random, this journal. There's no real theme to it. The only theme that my daughter really wanted was something that's not all too vintage, but a little bit vintage and a little bit country modern type of pages. So that's what I've done for her. Tried to put a good variety in. Again, a little bit more stamping on that sheet there. Some more journaling cards in behind there. This was from the same pack that I talked about earlier on in the journal. Again, this one, tiny little pocket there, just cut that out with my Big Shot, and I thought they make a useful little place to stash things. Again, 10,000 Reasons for My Heart to Sing. That's one of the choruses that we actually sing in church, and I just, the words are just so beautiful. I thought I'm just going to put them in here. Again, more of the same pack that I've downloaded and paid for, but downloaded, and I thought that's just so pretty. It would work really beautifully in this journal for my daughter. This one again, not sure where that one came from, but it looks good. My daughter's a musician and a singer, and so she would like something musically in it. Again, more pocket out of a paper bag with some washi tape on it just to reinforce it. Some more journaling cards. This one here looks like a mini journal. So journal it. It's just a little open journal where she can write some notes. Another empty card with pretty flowers on it. I made a prayer journal using this particular background. The background itself I found on the internet, and I've worked it in my program, my Paint Shop Pro program, and just put some roses on them and made a set out of them. That one goes in there. I'm getting a little bit chatty here. Another one of my pages that I've created out of, I think that one's in one of my other journal downloaded printables. Just beautiful. Look at that lace on there. That was just some lace that someone was selling on the internet, so I made it part of a picture. I just thought it really went beautifully together. This one I made out of just a bit of good quality card. It's just something where she can journal, like a daily devotional type of journal. My daughter's actually a Christian also, and so I've just made up quite a few of these and given them out to friends. Again, another little clip on the side with lace and some beautiful little dragonflies stuck on there. I'll just pop that one back. Oh, there's a break in it there where I've sewn the signatures in. Again, just so beautiful, the pictures that you can find all over the internet, and just popped a little silver rose in there. She can use that as a bookmark. I had to scrounge this journal back off her so I could just walk you through it and show you, because I forgot all about it after giving it to her. And I thought, oh, I've made that beautiful journal. I should show people, give you some ideas perhaps of what you can do. Again, the same envelope pocket type. This one here, couldn't resist. It's just a little bit of gold foil on a piece of card that I painted, and then I embossed it and just popped it in there because it just adds interest. And I've stuck a key on there because just pictures alone just don't do it for me. I have to have bits and pieces and just in it, just so that it's not too blah. It needs to be something interesting. Again, just another created page in my, I think I'm getting a bit crooked here, created page from my program. Again, some lace that I found and just made a photo of it. Find joy in the little things. Do we do that? Yeah, I do. I try to. More bits and pieces. I made these gorgeous little angel wings. I just had a day one day where I thought, oh, I just want to make something unusual and, you know, perhaps do some Christmas tree hangings. But I just made these little angel wings out of good quality card, and I put lace on them and some little attachments with some seam binding, and put some foil on the back and painted it. I don't know, it's a little funky, but anyway, I like it. A lovely lace doily there, another bookmark, Create, which came in that other set that I purchased. I'll put that back in there. Yeah, some line paper. There's a lot of journaling pages in here. Now this is my daughter through and through. She likes this kind of stuff. It's very non-vintage but stylish, sort of fresh country look. She likes that. Even though she's not a country girl, she does like that sort of thing, so I added as much in there as I could. And this is the opposite page to the other one. Everything beautiful has its moment. Trying to think of different sayings to put in here without being too cheesy. This here, not these are a part of that set that I purchased. This is actually a CD holder and yeah, I thought it came in very handy. This is just a mini journal that she can pull out the cards and just write in, stuck together with washi tape. More journaling paper. That's cute. Little frame on wood. Very country. Again, love this. Some lace background there that I've just made up in my program. Just some more journaling cards there. Look at this gorgeous vase of flowers. I found that on the internet on, I think it was on a home site where it was a part of the decoration in the background, so I snagged it and put it on the background on this page. Just again, another little lace clip. One of my beautiful little girl tags. I've got these for sale on my shop on Facebook. It's through the Big Cartel group, but yeah, I'm trying to sell some of these because I think they're really just delightful. They've been made on the back of a journal card that's been coffee stained, so there's writing room there, and I just try to come up with new ideas, add a few little embellishments and gorgeous vintage lace to it. So that's in there. Another, just a pretty simple background with a postcard. More lined paper for journaling. I just love these. They took me hours to actually clean the backgrounds out of all of these lovely hanging flowers, but I just thought they really go beautifully in this book. Some more of those little bookmarks with sayings on them. This is a piece of hessian and more lace on there, and another one of my lovely lady journaling tags. Again, it's got some embellishments on it and a little bit of bling, and on the back you've got the writing section to be able to write. Let's pop you back in there, girly. I just love this background. I've used it all the way through this book. There, I couldn't resist this. It's like someone was hanging nappies on a line, but they're not nappies, obviously. They're too brown for nappies. And it was just someone must have been doing some washing, hanging it out, took a photo of it. And so, yes, I took it. I grabbed it off the internet and I put joy on it because we need to remember to be joyful. And just some more little vases, little handheld sprays of flowers, probably from a bridal magazine, where I've taken the picture and worked it into my program. Again, just some more, that was a picture actually, so I just took out all the background and hung some flowers, dried flowers off it, and put a few words there, and it'll give my daughter thought to actually what to say in that on that page. Again, just some more pockets, more tags. There's that woman again. Everyone uses her, and I just love her face. I wonder if she knew she was going to be photographed and used so much in junk journals or vintage journals. Look at this. I was selling this piece of hessian, I think it was a table runner, and so I just thought that made a really awesome little picture, put it all together, and yeah, just very interesting. And another lot of flowers hanging. I found quite a few of these as I was looking for sources on the internet just to help work into my pages. They weren't sources that were for sale, they were just pictures that you can grab without any concern about getting in strife from taking people's photographs or anything like that. Just another little journaling card, a little bit of bling on the top here and a little heart there. And on the back, just very printed coffee stain look. That's nice. Pop you back in there. Actually, I think you went there. Again, another little journal, mini journal. So just with some pockets and everything on the inside there, and yeah, lots of room for journaling in this one. Just pop it in there. Again, another little pocket with some bling. I put some seam binding in here with a little angel wing just to keep it in place, but these gorgeous little seam binding cards or ribbon cards, they come in handy. I cut up an old vintage piece of jewellery for that bit of bling there on the lace. Yeah, just there's that lace again, couldn't resist, had to use it more than once. So just put it on a different background. Oh, that's so gorgeous, isn't it? That's beautiful colours. More to write. It's really tricky to figure out what to actually put in here as far as sayings. As I said earlier on, I don't like to be like everybody else. I like to have some things that are a little bit different, a little bit unique perhaps. I don't mind people copying, but I try not to copy other people, not because it's not cool. Their work is really, really lovely, but I like to come up with things that are unique and different, so that, not so that I stand out necessarily, but just for my own sake. I just like to have things that are from me rather than from others. Again, another remember when there. Beautiful pictures with those hanging flowers again. I don't know, you might think it's a little bit unusual, but I just love, you know, coming up with different ideas and precious memories. More coffee stain paper. These are some of the cards that I made probably over a year ago now, just coming up with ideas to make different sort of looks. It's very painted and funky looking, that one. Got a couple of butterflies that I've heated up. They were silver and I heated them on the stove and they turned these beautiful rainbow colours. I don't know if you can see that there. And anyway, a nice lace pocket just to hold it in and cut up doily. Again, some more seam binding in there. This is another one of my funky tags. It is a little bit over the top, this one, but butterfly that I found on the internet. Just another little bit of bronze finding and some vellum there with a stamp on it about faith. Oh yeah, a bit of music on the back of it. It's just for something interesting there. I like feathers. I try not to use them too much, but I don't mind putting a feather or two here and there. Another one. I love these light shades, so yeah, I thought they just stick out randomly and look pretty cool. This little light of mine. I tried to come up with all these different verses from the scriptures about light, and that's what I've put in that little section there. This one here, I'm kind of not sure what to do with this one, but she's got it in her journal now. I'll show you in a minute. Just another mini journal there with some wings there again with a bit of feather on them. And the book is sort of, I think, I'm not going to tear that, but it shouldn't be stuck together like that. But it's probably just been closed up for a little while. This one here is just a set of envelopes, really. I've embossed the top section here, put a little lace closure there with some vintage bling, and I think there's 3 envelopes in this. Just join them all together, put some card in them, there's pockets, there's journaling paper on the inside, and they just fold in like that and like that, and that's that. And that goes there. So yeah, that's the journal, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it went on a little bit longer than I expected. And yeah, just closing it up again, and just want to show you the front and the top. It's a little bit of a chunker, but that's the way I roll, and I really like to make big journals like this, and it's one that I think my daughter really likes. So yeah, thanks for watching, and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Thank you. Bye.